brought to you by our sponsors: William Richmond Inc., Farmers Home and Auto Insurance, the Bobkowski Agency, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, McNeil's Group Properties, Chesapeake's Bounty, Buddy Lee Landscaping and Contracting, LLC, Chesapeake Plastics, the Charleston Senior Community, and R.E. Graves Heating and Air Conditioning. Now, here's a weather alert update from JB Weather.
And good morning. Oh, let me make sure that my microphone. Yes, we're all good. Hello, everyone. I am Forecaster John Bordash with you. The update. We're gonna really just do this as continuing coverage here, probably for about the next hour or so. Just kind of walking through everything, just kind of seeing what's going on. This is a live look outside right now in Chesapeake Beach, looking at 260 and Cox Road. And wouldn't you look at that? We talked about bad travel conditions this morning, and we are seeing just that. So if I can actually get rid of the banner here, what you can see, so this is just really looking at the road, and you can see we are looking at widespread sleet and snow coverage on these roadways. I mean, travel is very treacherous right now as we just kind of take a look around the region. Let's take you on over towards Brandywine 301 at Route 5. This was a little bit more snow and sleet covered earlier. We have seen that kind of improve as road crews have been allowed to come out, but we are still looking at some pretty treacherous travel. This is out towards Nanjemoyne. You can definitely see this is more of a secondary road. We're definitely looking at that sleet and snow accumulation here on the roadways. And as we head down towards Leonardtown, taking you on over towards Route 5 at 243. Even down here, we see some ice and snow accumulation coming here on the roads. Not too much in the way of travel. Taking you down towards Callaway, 5 at 246. Roadways look more wet here. But with temperatures right around freezing, I would not doubt that there are some slick spots out there. We're just going to continue to take a quick look around. This is 235 at 237, so a 3-notch road at Chen, so there's Run Road. You see a decent amount of cars out and about. Clearly, they do not follow JP weather. As we take you on over towards California, Route 5 at 230, Route 4 at 235. Again, traffic is going to be moving a little bit slower today. And let's just take you on, let's just say Annapolis somewhere. Let's take you on up here. This is again, look at 50 west. And you can see, I mean, and this is a main road here. This is Route 50. And we're looking at a decent amount of, I mean, you can see the snow and sleet falling. You can see it accumulating on the roadways. And roads are essentially covered, especially as you head further north. So do take that into consideration as you head out today. Let's kind of switch gears here. Let's kind of get back into radar right now. And as we kind of get in here, we're going to give this right where we currently are. We've seen an inch of snow recorded in Charles County. I don't know how accurate that might be. I mean, we'll see. But for the most part, what we've really seen is kind of this, and I'm really just looking at like locally. This up here has been more the way of snow and sleet. We're more like down in this region, it's much more in the way of sleet and freezing rain. Abbreviation for freezing rain would be ZR, and that's what I'm going to use just because I'm kind of out of the space in the circle. That's kind of how it's broken down in our region. Everyone is seeing sleet. The further north you head, though, you're mixing in more snow with that, and the further south you head, you're mixing in more ice. So that really is what we're looking at, and that's going to be what we continue to look at. If we switch gears over here, let's bring you over. We do see the back edge of this, and we've been talking about this all morning. The back edge right now kind of exists back in this, like kind of working through here. As the storm continues to push off in this direction, we're going to see the back edge of this moving probably between about 12 and 3 p.m. Probably maybe a little closer to 12 than to 3. But we'll see this work in. Does that mean it's going to be over in the evening will be fine? The answer to that is no. And I will show you our future cast here. And before I do, you get to see all the different reports we're getting in, where this has been all snow up towards the Maryland-Pennsylvania border, into Pennsylvania, into parts of New Jersey. I mean, they're looking at 3 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, 5 inches of snow. We're seeing a decent amount of snow. It's down in this region, and Radar's having a little bit of a difficult time, but I would say that sleet area probably extends all the way like this. So I probably even include this area in between that's shown in that blue as an area of sleet, but we've seen this really take over the region. You could just see our individual station reports reporting sleet, freezing rain, sleet, freezing rain, freezing rain. This is more than likely some sleet, maybe a little bit of snow. I don't know how likely that is, but that shows you kind of what we're looking at. And as we turn all of our different layers off, let's get you run a futurecast. Let's get this all the way. Let's get the newest run. And this one actually might be too new. Oh, no, there we go. Then this shows it very perfectly. Now, what you're going to notice here is that we have, like, weird, like, different, like, deeper areas of blue right up along, mixed in here with the pink. What that tells me is likely everything south of about this line. This is all likely a sleet mix. I mean, and this is initialized for now, and we can confirm that. The model is having a hard time trying to render temperatures and having a hard time trying to render the precipitation type as a result. What I can also do, because I see someone's asking about temperatures. I've said all day temperatures will stay stagnant, but I will show you. We'll put on that temperature overlay, and you'll see that pop up as a blue line. This here represents these temperatures below freezing. And I will also state my forecast has, like, this isn't too different than what my forecast said. So if you just go back, head over to jbweather.net, or you just scroll through the Facebook page, you look at my earlier forecast, this is pretty much happening the way I thought it would. So not too much variance here. So just going back there, you'll get a lot of the information I'm going to touch on now. But as we push this forward towards about 11 o'clock, getting close to where we are now, I mean, this looks almost exactly the way radar is right now. This is how radar is. This is the way, so how radar is, this is the way the model says it would be about now. It's not too far off. So the HRRR model here is doing pretty good, showing the back edge back here, that freezing line drape just to our south and east, pushing this forward towards 1 o'clock. Actually, sorry, this is towards noon, and then over by 1 o'clock, we're beginning to see a break in the activity get in this region, which would be great news. Temperatures are still below freezing, and maybe areas to the south get above freezing, and I don't know if you can see my little text box here, but I mean, you're above freezing, but I mean, we're talking 32.8, 33, 33.5. I mean, it's still going to be cold and still going to cause slick spots. Moving you over towards about 2 o'clock, we're still going to continue, even though that the bulk of this is out. Areas of freezing rain will continue this evening. This is taking you towards 4 o'clock, showing, well, again, the widespread icing is just about done with. We still have these isolated pockets here that are producing light freezing rain, which will continue to cause issues. And we can see that right here. Will this zone be here right when we're talking 4 o'clock? Will this happen verbatim? Probably not. But it gives you the idea, just the general idea that we are talking about freezing rain and sleet continuing this evening. That's 4 o'clock, heading on over towards 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You see that this continues to be the issue, and by about 7 o'clock, and then by 8 o'clock, oh, look, we're still not totally done. You clear out maybe a little bit, but you see more activity back towards the west as you push on over towards about 11 o'clock in the evening, and then by about midnight, and then by about 1 o'clock in the morning, look, we have another band here of snow, sleet, freezing rain getting ready to push back into the region. So while we might turn maybe a little bit more spotty in coverage, we might get a break this afternoon, but we see more push through this evening. We still see stuff move through in the afternoon, even though it's a break. And this is still going to show us that, and this model only goes out 18 hours. Every frame of those 18 hours coming up shows sleet and freezing rain continuing in our area. So I would not plan on traveling this evening. And this is not news. I've been saying this for 2 days now. I mean, maybe we're in a situation where you are one of the people. Let's take it back down towards St. Mary's County. Actually, this might be a better camera. Maybe you're one of these people that think it's fine to be out traveling. I mean, and you can be. Maybe all these people have essential work. I wouldn't recommend this, though. Just because other people are doing it does not mean you need to be doing it as well. I mean, we have sleet and we have freezing rain. And you might think, oh, it's only raining. Freezing rain looks no different than rain. And we've talked about that all week with all these different systems, that that freezing rain will look the exact same to you as rain, and it's going to cause ice accrual, and it's going to lead to issues as you head out and about. So this is why I would not recommend any sort of travel, any sort of activity today, and probably tomorrow as well. As we take you back over to our graphics, and I'll show you the forecast I made yesterday. And again, this was the snow and ice. It doesn't really matter too much at this point. But what does matter is this. And this has not changed. This graphic has not changed at all. And it shows you, and what I really want you to pay attention here to is the roads. All-day travel difficulties will be likely. Even if we see some breaks in the activity this evening, you're going to be looking at lingering travel issues because temperatures, if they get above freezing, it's a degree or two above freezing. We're going to continue to see issues in the area. And another great example for me to show you this is if I head you over here, take you to the Chesapeake Beach camera, and let that load up. Oh, that was weird. You see all of the snow and sleet on the road? Let's say you get to 33, you're above freezing, but this is still going to stick around. This is going to freeze, and you're going to have issues because temperatures tonight don't go above freezing. They might get near freezing this afternoon, or they're going to stay below freezing. So that is why we're going to be looking at issues tomorrow. So for those asking how tomorrow looks, I would reference you to jbweather.net and take a look at that last forecast, because that is what we've been talking about 4 days now. And it's like, I'll do a forecast, and then people will say, like, people won't take it seriously, I guess. I think that they know more than people who do this for a living. And then when it happens, oh, so what does this mean now? We've been talking about this for a while. All-day travel difficulties. Let's get you over to tomorrow. Travel difficulties are going to remain, and this forecast was made yesterday, and it's up right now. Travel difficulties will remain. You'll have the highest issues tomorrow morning as precip lingers and eventually comes to an end. But by tomorrow afternoon and evening, we should begin to see some improving conditions as temperatures try to get above freezing for a couple hours and allow some melting. But then we could talk about a potential refreeze situation going into Saturday. So I know I just dispelled a lot of information. Let's kind of recap it quickly. Let's kind of get just back into radar, because what is really important is kind of what's going on now. And what you're going to notice is radar is doing weird things because it's having a hard time trying to decipher what's snow, what's sleet, what's freezing rain, and this sounds like a random snow burst here in Chesapeake Beach and Huntingtown. And maybe that's accurate. I would think it probably isn't. And what I really want to show you, this is our correlation coefficient tool. This allows us to see what is similar and what is dissimilar in falling throughout the atmosphere. These purples indicate things are for the most part similar. Either it's all raindrops or it's all snowflakes. It's that. Or it's all sleet pellets, where we get these bright colors, especially these yellows and greens. This shows you where this is a heavy area of sleet, and a lot of mixing is going on with snow and sleet. So it's this region right here right now that's seeing some pretty nasty impacts. We don't have too many cameras here, but I would assume, if you're over towards Tracy's Landing, Churchton, Deal, Sadyside, Mayo, Harwood, getting near the Crofton region, just south of Annapolis there, on over towards like South River and Edgewater, on over towards Upper Marlboro, Rosaryville, getting into maybe parts of Lower Marlboro as well. This is an area of heavy sleet. As we just continue to investigate radar here, we continue just to look around, and a new update shows that continuing. We have another burst of heavier snow, heavier sleet, kind of coming in here to Huntingtown. This is Hunting Creek Road. It's this area here getting near that 2-4 split in Sunderland. We see potentially additional areas of maybe some more moderate to heavy snow and sleet getting near Rosaryville and Brandywine, down towards Mattawoman, Waldorf, La Plata, another one down towards Nanjemoy. Additional areas of potentially some heavier precip coming through California, Solomons, Hollywood, getting into Lusby, and then getting more mixed precipitation down towards the southern tip of St. Mary's County. So this is what we're looking at. really across the region right now, and this is going to continue to be the issue. And if we just play this through, you can see really how the precip, we've seen some dry spots, but we've really seen precip move through the region, and you can see how radar's having a hard time trying to pick up on what's falling and what isn't falling. And you can see the back edge. I mean, it's back here out towards Front Royal, Washington, Virginia, down towards Charlottesville. This area belong I-81. This will eventually work through our region. So that will continue to be the, what we look at as we head forward here. And I see apparently we have, it looks like we might have like a spammer or something. So let's see. I can try to do the block user. I don't, because no one needs Pepsi or any of that. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I try my best to moderate these comments, and as JB Weather has grown, we have attracted more of these people. So, no more comments should be coming through about Pepsi, and you won 750. There we go, reported as spam, yeah. I try my best. I have the screen I'm working on here. My other monitor, when you see me looking away, is right here. I guess, I don't know, it's like over here. And I'm able to see some of your comments, and I saw that. So that should be good. We should be good with that. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about right now. No need to spam because we're just talking weather. No one needs Pepsi to look at this. Not even me. I mean, as much as I eat goldfish, right now we're sticking with water. We did have a little bit of coffee earlier as well, which has helped. But yes, so we will continue to watch this, and if we just come back over to that correlation coefficient tool, and we just let this kind of render, which you can see, and it's going to do this now. It's just 2 frames, but what you can see is that you can literally track where you get heavier bursts of snow and sleet just looking at this. Oops, did I freeze? Thoughts on school tomorrow, Alyssa? It's too. What's the weather looking like? I don't know. People are. Let's see. I missed the spam. No, it's okay, Jalen. It was nothing interesting. Like, it was honestly just someone saying you won $750 of Pepsi products or something. Weird, but yeah. So we're looking at and if we zoom out a little bit, I can kind of try to show you. This is kind of where you're looking at your heavier bands of maybe some heavier precipitation, all kind of through here. And all of this here is moving to the north and east eventually. So we will continue to look at areas of heavier sleet and some freezing rain work through the region. And some of this up towards the north is mixed in with snow. We've seen reports of that. Let me back over here to this version of radar. Let's put that back on. Again, radar's having a difficult time with this, but you can see the back edge is nearing the region right now. It's right through here, and this should really come through the region here over about the next 1 to 2 hours, probably between about 12 and 1 p.m. is when this break in the activity should come into the region. So that'll allow for a little bit of clearing, but I mean, even if we take the radar picture, we zoom things out, there's still more precipitation back here out towards the west that has to come through. This area, and I would assume it's just probably a short wave of energy. This will need to come through probably this evening, as I've looked over modeling, probably comes through between about, let's call it 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. And that'll bring another round of freezing rain and sleet. In between there, we're going to be looking at just some more spotty freezing rain. So for those of you just now joining or wanting to know a forecast for tomorrow, again, that's been up. This is my storm timeline for tomorrow. Lingering areas of ice tomorrow morning early. Precip will come to an end in the morning, but your travel difficulties are going to remain. What do I think for schools? I get that. I've gotten that question a lot over the years, and this year especially it's hard to answer, and I won't answer it because we have so many different learning styles. Because will snow days even exist after the pandemic? I don't know. But now instead of just closing schools, we'll go virtual, or they'll do hybrid, or it's these different types of modalities that I mean I can't tell you. It's too much for me to keep up with. So I would definitely be just check your school system's website. And honestly, you will, if you just constantly, I mean, it's a lot, if you just refresh the page, or you just check the website, you'll probably get information on the website before you will in an email or a phone call. So, but yeah, so that's what we're going to continue to watch here over the next little bit. We've gotten plenty of reports of freezing rain. We've seen between 1/10 and 2/10 of an inch be common across St. Mary's County down towards the south. And I think that will continue to be the story as we get more reports in. But we've gotten plenty of reports on up towards the north. It looks like about an inch of snow or so. So far today, inch of snow and sleet has fallen along that line and probably closer to 2 inches. Like something almost kind of like that. So as you've gone north and west, you will notice that, further north and west, you're going to see more snow. As you head further south and east, we're talking more sleet. So just kind of to try to recap this for a little bit, and then maybe we won't do this for an hour, because I think we're approaching 20 minutes, and I'm just kind of repeating myself at this point. Again, so by about 12 to 1 p.m., we're going to see the activity kind of wane off. The main area moves out, so we see some breaks in the activity. Granted, spotty freezing rain will continue, so we'll want to make a note of that. And again, ZR is going to stand for freezing rain. And what I actually want to do, I hate when I do that. So 12 to 1 p.m., we'll see the activity kind of break off a little bit. And then between about 1 and 7 p.m., it's just going to be a little bit more spotty. But, we're going to talk about impacts remain. So we, as we look back at, I'm sure as we head towards this evening and we see the break in activity, everyone will be like, so what does this mean now? Even though I just answered this question and I have all morning. So, yes, there will be a break in the activity this evening, but do be aware that impacts are going to remain. Let's take a look back at some of our traffic cameras. So this is taking a look at Chesapeake Beach, 260 at Cox Road. Again, snow and sleet continue. And it looks like actually we just got a new incident report. Let's see, Southern Connector Boulevard, weather closure and debris, zero vehicles involved. Taking on over towards 235, 237. This is kind of what we're looking at. I mean, people are still traveling, but what can you do? But we're looking at icy conditions continuing as we head over towards the 301 Nice Bridge. Ooh. Maybe, no. Oh, they almost there. We'll come back to it. Ninja, when you can see people doing circles here, they're like, we are not doing this today. You can see sleet and snow pretty much taken over the road, especially on secondary roads. We'll try that 301 Nice Bridge camera again. And you can see even here, so traveling this bridge, traveling any area bridge, the Bay Bridge, the Thomas Johnson Bridge, the Benedict Bridge, the Harry Nice Bridge, you're going to have issues because they're elevated surfaces and they are surrounded by air that is below freezing, which will allow any precip or any snow on it to stay. And as we take a quick look over towards like Leonardtown, even here, it's harder to see, but we're going to be looking at a decent amount of snow and sleet and ice accumulation here on the roadways. So just, if you need to get out and travel, do so slowly. Please use caution. But, as I've shown you through all these different traffic cameras, travel just is not advised. Very few people are out traveling. As we take you on over towards, let's just say, Andrews Air Force Base. And that isn't what here we go. This should be. Yeah, we take a look here. On over towards Andrews. And this is 95. We're looking at problem areas. So just stay aware today as you head out. Be aware of what's going on. But I really would not recommend much travel. Snow emergency effects are in effect for all of Southern Maryland. So just stay inside, cook a little bit. Maybe get some homework done with the kids. Or if you're someone like me who is doing homework, get some homework done. And just stay tuned. We'll do another one of these updates this afternoon, kind of recap what's going on, answer all those questions in one spot. And I'll continue to have coverage on Facebook, on Twitter at JB_weather, on Instagram at JBweather, and on the website, jbweather.net. So please stay tuned, and we'll continue to keep you updated. But in the meantime, I'm Forecaster John Bordash. I will continue to keep you updated. Have a nice and safe week.